How could you have a fight with dead grass? Did the moose eat it? The cows, my bad. Eat more chicken! Reapers, what's is good? It's your boy Laser. He's the visor back with another reaction video. He's on the reaction content. So continue to deliver that for you guys. He's reacting to the 5 toughest and most feared gladiator fighters of ancient Rome. Guys, ancient Rome times were crazy. If you enjoy the reaction content, more reaction videos like the features, so we feel like button. You subscribe to the notification bell icon, burst from every night. Twitch streams are fucking amazing. Let's dive straight in this video. Number 5.
Throughout the Roman Republic and Roman Empire, men and sometimes women would enter an amphitheatre to take part in a sport of fighting, usually to the death. They were called gladiators, and they would put on a show for a roaring...
Bro, like, could you imagine how strong their chests were, bro? Like, look at this shit. This is straight steel. Like, what the fuck? More harder than my pee-pee right now.
...crowd, whether that was against a starving animal, a chariot, or a veteran. It would have been just as gory as the media portrays, and although much of the history and stories of gladiators has been lost in time, here are 5 who we know were outstanding in the arena, and who showed enough skill and courage to be somewhat celebrities back in the day.
Oh.
As always, sit back and enjoy.
I'm sitting back, alright.
Marcus Atilius. Outside the Nocera Gate at Pompeii, there are a series of graffiti scenes recording the names of the Pompeian gladiators who fought in games at Nola. Most of these names are noted as a single, which indicated
This motherfucker doesn't look like a fighter. He looks like a sumo fighter. A huge difference.
They were slaves. However, there is one gladiator who stands out, and his name is Marcus Atilius. His markings are unusual, as it indicates he was a free man, and free men didn't usually take to the arena and put their life or honour on the line. He is depicted with a long shield and short shin plates protecting his legs, making him a murmillo. Not a whole lot is known about him, and Marcus's reasoning for becoming a gladiator has been lost in time.
Ooh.
But it would seem he may well have desperately needed the money, so put himself...
Damn, look at all this dead grass, bro. What the fuck? How could you have a fight with dead grass? Did the moose eat it? The cows, my bad. Eat more chicken!
voluntarily in the gladiator amphitheatre. The inscriptions further show that Atilius was a novice, and the Nola Games were probably his first battle. However, despite this, he was matched with a veteran slave fighter called Hilarius, who was owned by Emperor Nero, and who had won 13 previous fights. This was a contest Atilius would not have been expected to win, but in what must have been a huge upset, Atilius scored a thumping victory, which would have earned him an enormous amount of admiration and his first crown. The fight must have been entertaining and brutal, as Hilarius was granted a reprieve by the crowd, meaning his life was spared and he did not die at the hands of Atilius. This usually happened when both gladiators gave it their all. We know that after his first underdog win, Atilius' next opponent was fellow volunteer Lucius Racius Felix, another accomplished gladiator with 12 crowns to his name.
Oh.
Again, Atilius won.
I keep forgetting, like, they actually would, like, fight to death. So it's like, this wasn't no, like, fucking fun, like, competition. There was no respawn today, but everyone would just fight to death about, and that would be the end. Like, damn.
And Felix was spared his life by the crowd for giving a
So this motherfucker basically killed 12 people, is what I'm hearing.
show. Not a whole lot more is known about this elusive gladiator. Perhaps he was an ex-soldier or a naturally gifted fighter. But how he went about his...
Like, bro, I actually find it crazy to think, like, this, like, damn, it actually gets me. Like, people actually, like, watch, like, people in the crowd would watch people fight to death. Like, they would witness people actually dying. Like, that's crazy to think, bro. Like, what the fuck?
life, or what happened to him, does not seem
Like,
to have been
that really
recorded.
gets you when you think about it. Like, damn, they really did watch people just
Flamma.
fight to death.
Syrian soldier Flamma is possibly the biggest star in the history of ancient gladiators. His career began when he was captured and thrown into battle against a powerful opponent.
What was it called, though? What was the competition called where, like, I don't even think it was a competition. I think it was just a form of, like, execution for, like, prisoners. There was, like, I swear, there's, like, an option where, like, there's 2 doors. Like, one, there's a lion on one side, and then there's, like, freedom on the other. How does it work? I don't fucking know.
With the expectations of a quick death. However, this skillful and powerful athlete survived the bout and went on to become one of the most feared gladiators of his time. He dominated his enemies using a small sword, a shield, and armour on one half of his body. During Flammer's 13-year gladiator career, he fought an unprecedented 34 battles, winning—
Look, I just find it crazy how, like, this shit was, like, actually, like, real. Like, you know, nowadays, like, people pay to watch people fight, but it's all, like, you know, obviously it's not real. Like, people actually genuinely would watch people just die, like, fighting to death. Like, that's crazy. Like, people would, like, fans and shit, like, what the fuck?
Winning 21, drawing 9, and losing just 4. Because of his bravery and ability to take on almost any opponent, Flammer was awarded the Rudis, a wooden sword that granted a gladiator his freedom. However, Flammer denied this privilege 4 times, and continued to fight in the arena. All of Flammer's battles were fought at the Colosseum, and his bouts attracted record crowds, earning him the respect of the emperors. He became so iconic that, according to writings, his face was used on a Roman coin. At first glance, it would seem he simply loved to battle, but during Roman times, the Syrians were of a lesser minority, often considered cowardly. Could it be that Flammer sacrificed himself and refused freedom to change the Romans' view on the Syrian people? Flammer died at the age of 30 in what would seem his 34th gladiator battle, and was buried in Sicily.
Oh.
Priscus and Verus. Priscus and Verus were both accomplished gladiators during the reign of emperors Vespasian and Titus in the late 1st century. However, it was when the pair were pitched against each other that their legendary status was born. It was on the first day of the games that celebrated the opening of the Flavian Amphitheatre, and their fight was the highlight of the day.
This is real footage.
Both Priscus and Verus had no idea who their opponent was until they walked into the arena. It was thought that the two men were friends, and it would have been a shock to them when they realised they had to fight to the death. The pair fought an epic battle with just a shield and a sword. Halfway through the fight, Emperor Titus ordered the contest should continue without shields. Both men were injured and had dropped their swords and ended up fighting with their bare hands. With both men exhausted, bloodied, and badly wounded, the fight was ended on the orders of the Emperor, and both men were declared victorious. Priscus and Verus were both presented with the Rudis.
Look at this goofy ass motherfucker, bro. Look at those teeth. Why does he look like that?
And granted freedom. This is the only known time that 2 gladiators have fought and both have won. It's not known what later happened to them, but their fight is one of, if not the, most famous Roman gladiator battles ever recorded.
Number 2.
Carpophorus. In ancient Rome, there were many different types of gladiators, most of which involved combat with other male gladiators, as is the case with the previous mentioned. However, animals also had their place in the amphitheatres. Bestiarii, as they were known, were people who would fight or hunt animals in battles called venationes. There were 2 types of bestiarii: damnatio ad bestias, which were criminals forced into the arena to fight hungry mammals as punishment, all of which usually died a horrific death and would often try commit suicide before going into the arena. And then there were venatios, who were gladiators who fought animals for pay and fame. This type of fighting was one of the most dangerous professions in the world, with a ridiculously short life expectancy. Whether it was a venatio or a damnatio ad bestias, according to records, the animals could be bears, leopards, bulls, panthers, rhinos, lions, and even elephants. And to give you an idea of how ferocious these animals could be, Roman politician Marcus Tullius
Are they
Cicero
naked? Ain't no way this fucker's naked right now. Is that his sack I'm looking at?
wrote
Is this fucker about to, like, rail the lion? What the fuck?
that one single lion had killed more than 200 people in the arena.
I keep forgetting, though. So is this the shit I was talking about earlier where, like, you pick a door and, like, one would have a lion and, like, the other would just be safety? Is that how it worked?
But there was one man who not only trained the animals who would go on to fight, but who would also fight them, and no mammal could defeat him.
I don't think this shit's related.
His name was Carpophorus, and he was the most celebrated bastari of all.
Fucking hell.
Carpophorus was incredibly gifted in fights, and would regularly take on lions, bears, leopards, and rhinos. He fought at the famed Flavian Amphitheatre, and on one occasion, he delighted the crowd when he killed 20 different animals in a single day, supposedly with his bare hands. His performance at the Flavian were the stuff of legends, and he was a firm favourite with the spectators. The acclaimed Roman poet of the time, Marcus Valerius Martialis, whose poems provided a unique and accurate insight into Roman society, once said Carpophorus could have handled the Hydra, the Chimera, and the fire-eating bulls at the same time. He also compared Carpophorus's feat to that of the most famous hero of ancient times, and the most beloved Hercules.
Ooh.
With that, whatever happened to the most famous animal gladiator in Rome is not known, as there doesn't.
It's crazy how fucking Mike Tyson was like, I think he wanted to fight like an actual bear. I think it was a grizzly bear. I don't know. It was some scary ass bear. Like, bro, I know you're tight. I know you, bro, Mike Tyson. I know you're like one of the best fighters of all time. But like, damn, like you would have died. The fuck, that bear would have fucking made sure to rip your pee off. You would have no babies. It would
seem
be
to have
bad.
been any record of what happened to Carpophorus, and whether he died of old age or was eventually killed in the amphitheatre.
Why do I just see a bear just casually ready to kill someone?
Spartacus. By far, the most well-known gladiator of all time is Spartacus, mainly because of the 1960s movie directed by Stanley Kubrick that was inspired by his life. But not a whole lot is known about Spartacus's early years, although it's believed he was a heavyweight Thracian soldier who was captured by the Romans and sold as a slave.
Goofy ass statue.
He was bought by Lentulus Batiatus, the owner of a gladiator school in Capua, who quickly recognized the skills Spartacus possessed and seen it as an opportunity.
Guys, on question. Is Gladiator fighting still a thing today? I want to pay to watch it.
To cash in on him as a potential gladiator. However, Spartacus had other ideas, and in a desperate bid to be free, he helped to organize a rebellion, along with 70 other gladiators from Batiatus' school. Among the escapees was Supreme Gladiator Crixus. During the rebellion, Batiatus was murdered, and the gladiators, armed with makeshift weapons, fled to an area near Mount Vesuvius. En route, they freed many other slaves and amassed a formidable fighting force that was able to fend off Roman legions sent to recapture them on 6 occasions. However, in 71 BC, Roman general Marcus Licinius Crassus recruited 50,000 highly trained Roman soldiers to track down and defeat Spartacus, and his men and the army were finally trapped in southern Italy. Spartacus was killed, along with 6,000 of his men who were captured, crucified, and whose bodies were lined up on the side of the road from Capua to Rome.
Damn.
So that's 5 most famous.
Well, guys, this is for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Guys, which one of those was the most interesting to you? If you guys enjoyed reaction content, reaction views, like features, you know what to do. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.